Snow fell thick and fast along the quiet highway as Arthur and Helen Brooks stood at the edge of the road, their coats dusted white and their breath coming out in shallow clouds. The blizzard had swallowed the night, turning headlights into brief flashes that disappeared just as quickly as they arrived. One car passed, then another, and another. Arthur lifted his hand slowly each time, his fingers stiff with cold. Helen leaned into him, her knees trembling, afraid that if she let go, she might fall. More than 20 cars drove by, tires hissing against the snow, drivers staring straight ahead or pretending not to see. Earlier that evening, their children had insisted on a long drive, saying everyone needed space and fresh air. Somewhere between towns, concern faded into impatience. Words became sharp, then distant. Finally, the car pulled over. "This is as far as we're going," they'd said. Arthur and Helen were left behind with drained phones and no clear direction, just a road disappearing into white silence. Now the wind howled louder. The cold cut deeper. They began to walk slowly, carefully, leaning on each other. Stopping felt dangerous. Moving felt exhausting. Each passing set of headlights raised hope, then crushed it. Helen's voice shook. "Maybe we should rest." Arthur tightened his grip. "Just a little farther." Then, through the blur of snow, a truck slowed. Brake lights glowed red. The driver stepped out, pulling his jacket tighter as he approached. His name was Lucas Bennett. One look at Helen's shaking hands and Arthur's strained breathing told him everything he needed to know. "Please," he said gently, opening the truck door. "Get in. You're not safe out here." Inside the warm cab, Lucas wrapped them in blankets and turned the heat all the way up. Helen began to cry quietly, not from fear but relief. Arthur closed his eyes, feeling warmth return to his fingers. Lucas didn't ask many questions. He drove straight to the nearest hospital, staying calm, steady, present. By morning, Arthur and Helen were safe. As doctors and social workers listened, the full story came out not of sudden cruelty, but of slow control. Money managed without permission. Isolation disguised as care. Needs dismissed politely, quietly, over time. But now they were no longer alone. They sat together by a window as the storm passed, hands clasped, surrounded by people who listened and believed them. All because one stranger chose to stop. Sometimes doing the right thing isn't loud or heroic. Sometimes it's simply pulling over when everyone else drives on,